Here with head coach Bobby Barbier, the Demons. How the turntables have turned. When the schedule came out, Coach, you had 3 of your first 4 conference series on the road. Now you get to turn around and have 3 of your last 4 at home. Obviously a good feeling, 1, to be coming home, and 2, even after a tough couple weeks, to be right in the thick of the conference race.
No doubt. I mean, I think if you look at it, we're all kind of jumbled up in there. And I think it's important for us. I mean, we having back-to-back weekends on the road, it shouldn't be difficult, but it is. And, we wouldn't talk about it like that before it happened. But we can talk about it now it's over. It's good to be home. It's good to have 3 games, where we know the park, sleep in our own beds, and our routine's better, and to have back-to-back weekends will be great. So I'm excited. I think the boys are excited to get back in front of our fans and play some good ball.
We've talked about it seemingly for 9 weekends now. Your trio of starters, Cal Carver, Jonathan Harmon, Drayton Brown, had a rough go of it 2 weeks ago at UIW, bounced back on a short week, no less, 3 quality starts against Nichols. And again, it's, they are, for lack of a better term, kind of the straw that stirs the drink on the weekends.
No doubt. I mean, they've been consistent. We had a rough weekend, but to only have one of those is pretty impressive. You can trust them. I think trust is a big thing in our sport, especially on that bump. It's lonely out there sometimes, and to have trust in those guys that every weekend we're going to match up against whoever the other team throws, and we trust them to throw strikes and land breaking balls and have good stuff every weekend. They've proven to have done that.
You'll face a very familiar name for a lot of people in this area. Lance Berkman comes here, and HBU, their numbers overall don't look that good, but again, when you take the 12 games they've played in conference, they've gone in and won in some tough environments, and they are numbers-wise a lot better in conference than they've been outside.
No doubt, and I think if you watch them, which we have most of the day today, they've gotten better. I mean, that's what we talk about all the time. It's getting better as the season goes on. When you watch the 3 starters, they'll run at us this weekend. All 3 guys, one of them's been a bullpen guy for them, but all 3 guys have gotten better as the year's going on, and it's not fortune, it's better stuff, and commanding the strike zone better, and they got a few hitters in there that have really improved as the year's going on, and that happens a lot with a new coach. And you try to. I did it a few years back. You're trying to learn your team. Your team's trying to learn you and how you react in the dugout. You can't simulate those things, and I'm sure he has an idea how to handle it, with his pedigree. So it'll be a tough weekend. I think they're tied for first in the league, and it'll be a good challenge for us to come out and play well. And if we can get some consistency in playing well for multiple games in a row.
We touched on it a little bit last night. Your return to health as a team. We saw what Brock Holmes could do on one leg last night. Louisiana Tech, Gray Rowlett. We've touched on him. Just getting those guys healthy, lengthening the lineup, and you touched on it. You don't come back and expect to go 2 for 3, 2 for 4 your first time back, but now you're starting to see kind of where I think Gray's getting back to where he was before he was injured.
Yeah, he's a special player. I mean, as a true freshman, he gives really good, consistent at-bats, and I think that some of our guys can learn from that, and that you got to make pitches to get Gray out. I mean, you got to really fight with him in at bat, and he makes you fight with him, and he's learned that some of his, I remember last night, a guy made a really good pitch, left-hander, 3-2 count, fastball in that kind of froze him a little bit. And if you make those guys have to do that, then it makes you a much better offense. And same thing with Brock. It's good to get Brock back, got the big swing early, but still, he's come back slow. It's not going to be a deal where we get him in there every time. It's just going to be how his hamstring holds up and us getting him rest too while still getting at bats.
And we've touched on it so many times. You've had a couple of really long road trips or times away from home. Always good to come home because you kind of got the 10th man behind you in that crowd. Yeah,
the crowd's been great all year long. And I encourage them to come out. We've got a great weather weekend this weekend. Just encourage them to come out to see us. I mean, we're fighting for it, and I think that's, here we want something to fight for. I know when I go to games, I want to see them fighting for something. So I encourage everybody to come out and watch our team.
All right. Appreciate it, Coach.